So let's talk now about what's happening with these PPP loans. And let's take a look at where this money has gone. And, these Paycheck Protection Program money was supposed to go to those businesses that, under 500 employees, was supposed to help save businesses who needed to pay employees to keep their overhead, keep from going under, pay some expenses, keep afloat, right? Small businesses who had 12, 50, 100 employees. But we turned out that many companies took advantage of that and took a lot of money. And a lot of them saw some national anger about it and gave some of that money back. Well, congressional Democrats called on Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, when will we see the names of those companies that received the PPP loans? Well, we now have some answers as to who received PPP loans. And I guess it won't come as a shock. I guess it won't come as a shock to any of us, really. But here's one that stood out to me who received PPP loans. That's right. That's right, everybody. Mitch McConnell's wife and family business on the list of companies with the most PPP money. The Department of Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao received at least $350,000 in loans that were set aside for companies struggling. Chao's parents launched what was called the Foremost Group in New York in 1964. It's currently run by her father and sister. So they got loaned between $350,000 and up to $1 million that was approved. So they didn't exactly have the exact loan amount, but they could go up to $1 million. And that's not just it, of course, but the fact that Mitch McConnell's own family really is benefited from the PPP loans. No wonder they were so fast to get those things reapproved and extensions on those things, right? But unemployment benefits, no, let's cut those off. Let's end that. And I love the way that he says this too. He says, that they're so callous. This is the way Eugene Scalia, the labor secretary, had to say about this, that these things are, you could be making $55,000 a year on unemployment benefits.
I think 4 out of 5 people currently on unemployment would get more from unemployment if we continued that $600 benefit.
Heaven forbid, right? We shouldn't want Americans to get more during a pandemic. We shouldn't want that. There should not be Americans doing better off right now during a pandemic. That's just, that's awful. But, members of Congress and others can get access to PPP loans and get all these nice cushy contracts and everything else. That's okay. That's totally okay. And it doesn't stop there, just with Elaine Chao and Mitch McConnell and their family. Let's dive a little deeper, shall we? Because there's more on this list. The fine art studio for millionaire sculptor Jeff Koons. He's known for creating metal balloon animals that make tens of millions of dollars at auction. He got a loan. Billionaire property developer Joe Farrell. He's a prominent Republican fundraiser. He received up to $1 million in taxpayer relief funds. Other players right now, look who else got under the PPP. Let's see, Kanye West. He got he has a $3 billion clothing and sneaker company, and he received a huge loan as well. The Church of Scientology.
You've probably heard of Scientology. In fact, every 6 seconds, someone searches the question, what is Scientology? There's a lot of talk about us, and we get it.
They received a loan, which is reportedly worth $1 billion. The Church of Scientology received PPP loans.
If you haven't heard it from us, I can assure you, we are not what you expect.
PPP was sold to the American people as this idea that it was supposed to help mom and pop businesses who were struggling, keeping their lights on, being able to pay employees so they wouldn't lose their jobs. And the fact of the matter is, according to Kyle Herrig, president of the U.S. Accountability Office and the government watchdog group, said, the reality is the Trump administration created a program that helped the well-connected cut to the front of the line to get these loans. You have Farrell. Remember I mentioned Joe Farrell, who's that real estate developer? He's a developer in the Hamptons. He's thrown fundraising parties for President Trump. His loan went to retain 41 jobs. The list goes on from there, folks. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. Just remarkable. So when all of this drain the swamp talk, got us all excited, a while ago. We're going to drain the swamp, get all these guys out of there. Has that happened? Because I feel like they're all getting nice little bonuses right now. People who held fundraisers for President Trump are getting PPP loans, billion-dollar companies. No wonder they didn't want to release this. No wonder the Treasury Secretary was being cagey about it until they were pushed on this. You absolutely need to release this, will you? American people deserve to know. And sure enough, just like sending billions of dollars to dead people as part of the stimulus, we're getting all these PPP programs for political cronyism in Washington. Once again, I come back to this. This is the thing that really chaps me, that we can line the pockets of our friends and our contractors, but we can't pay or extend unemployment benefits because, heaven forbid, someone might be making more than what they're currently making being employed
going into the rest of the year. And so I do not think that that kind of a benefit makes sense. When in the Great Recession, 8-10 years ago, the added federal unemployment amount was just $25 a week compared to $600. In most states, you can make between $50,000 and $55,000 a year annualized with this $600 a week benefit. And
oh no. Good thing the government doesn't waste any money. I can't stand the double standard here. I really can't. Thank you so much for subscribing and being a part of our channel. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, please let me know in the chat below if you're new here, but subscribe. Also, all you have to do is just hit that like button so I know that you're a fan of the show, and that helps the YouTube algorithm out a lot as well. So smash that like button if I brought you any value at all. Thank you so much, everyone.